What's up, guys? Nick here. Today I'm going to do a video on the pattern mode and kind of share some of my thoughts on this feature. It's one of my favorite features that they added in Studio One 4, but I still think that there are some ways that they could improve it, so I'll talk about that and some of the issues that I have with the pattern mode as well. So let's dive right in and let's check it out. So I think I'll start off with kind of some of the issues that I have with the pattern mode. And mainly the big issue that I have is that the performance with it seems a little mediocre. I definitely feel like they could improve upon that. And I've had another person comment on the channel that they had issues with performance, and it came down to it being the pattern mode slowing down the playback. And I've experienced that myself on projects as well. As once they start to get a little bit bigger, once you start adding plugins and things like that, things just seem to bog down when you have the pattern mode going. So that's a little disappointing. So I hope they fix that, hopefully in the next patch, because that's definitely a big issue. Because this is a really great feature that they added. It's a very handy compositional tool, so I hope that they focus on improving these features that they added. Another thing I think would be great to add is an easy way to be able to hold a note for a certain amount of time. Like, you're basically stuck to a specific grid when you're in the pattern mode. So if you want to have a specific note ring out, I haven't really found a way to do that easily. Maybe there is, and I just don't know. We have the accent mode, right? It'd be cool if they added a hold note feature, and you could specify how long you hold a note. Like, maybe have a setting here that you could specify, or up here or something. And that would be really handy and make the pattern mode a lot more versatile, but I still really like it. So why do I like the pattern mode so much? I think it's a really great compositional tool. It really speeds up the workflow in kind of laying out a basic structure for your song. And then it's really easy to go in and then add parts, add variations. You can just slice this up and then just start adding things to it. And it's great. So let's check out this drum part here, right? Let's go over this basic. It's super basic, I'll show you. All right, just snare, kick, snare, kick. And bass is super simple. And that just keeps repeating for the whole song because I just stretched this out, right? And that's one of the great things about pattern mode. And then what we can do now is we can go in and start slicing things up. And then we can start adding variations to our song, right? So we have variation 2 now added, and we could do what were we doing? We had snare, we had kick, snare. So let's do that, and let's add, let's say, a second kick, and let's add this snare with a repeat here, one repeat. But let's add a probability, 50%, right? So oh, and there's one thing, there's that impact glitch, so I have to go here and turn the choke off. Because anytime you use a repeat, and if you have the choke on, it's just going to glitch out. So let's do that again. I don't know, I don't really like how that repeat sounds, so let's just take that repeat off. But yeah, you can see how it doesn't play the second snare every time it goes around, which is cool for adding some variation. It's a really awesome feature in the pattern mode. And so yeah, we can keep adding parts like that, variation, so we can keep slicing up our sections. We can add fills. Let's just we want to add a fill here to the last bar, right? We can do that easily. We can add that, call this a fill, right? And that was our basic pattern that we had going. So let's just do something just do something basic. Right? That's how quick it is to manipulate your drums with the pattern mode. It's so simple and so easy. I love it. Great feature that they added to Studio One for, like I said before. So another thing I think would be great to add, like, is a visual cue to see when you're using a whole note or a semi note here. You know, like like if we're on a sharp key, black key here, it'd be great to be able to visually see that on the sequencer here. Would make writing out your scales so much quicker and so much easier instead of having to kind of hover over and see, you know, what note you're on. You know, that kind of just slows things down a little bit. That's after a while, all those seconds you wait there waiting for that information to pop up adds up after a while. So having that little visual cue, I think, would be really useful, really handy. Another thing I think would be great is to have like a pattern bank where we'll use kind of the same pattern fairly often to set up our track, like this kick snare pattern. I'll use this very often to start a song, so it'd be great to be able to have like a pattern bank where I could just recall that, you know, just drag it and drop it. Like, you know, we have this here, kind of same idea, save the pattern to a bank, and then I can just recall it quickly. Same thing with like fills, whatever. It'd be great to just be able to drag those ideas right into the sequencer here and have it, boom, then you could create yourself like an awesome library of different bass fills, drums, you know, whatever, any kind of things that you like to reuse often, you would have it right there. I think that'd be super handy. I guess, I don't know, can you save these? I haven't even experimented with saving these as like in a file as a loop. Let's see if we can do that. I haven't tried that yet, so let's see if that works. I'll just save it here. Let's take this. What happens? Pattern music loop pattern file. Oh, we can save pattern files. So we could create a folder somewhere and save pattern files in a folder, and we could create our own pattern bank, which is pretty cool. But it'd be much better if it was built right into Studio One, like right into the pattern editor here. That'd be very useful and very handy. But I'm glad I know that we can save these as an actual pattern file. So I'm actually going to start creating my own library of patterns, so I can just drag and drop in these pre-made ideas, and that'll really speed things up even more. So that is really awesome. That's a great discovery there. What else would be great to add to the pattern mode? Like, I really like the accents, right? I think it'd be cool if we had a range. Like here you can set, it increases the accent by 30%, but it'd be great if we could control the range of the accent. Either give us the ability to control the range of the velocity, so like we could set a velocity range that the note would play and say like from 50 to 70, and every time the pattern went through the loop, it would play it at a little bit of a different velocity, so it adds some variation. You know, you could keep it really subtle or keep it drastic depending on what you're doing and how you want the flow of your pattern to go. I think that's basically it for the pattern mode. It's a great feature. If you haven't tried it in Studio One 4, I definitely suggest you play around with it. If you do find your session starts lagging, don't forget that you can convert your pattern to a part, so you can just go like this and boom, it becomes MIDI, right? You can do that with this as well. Select all this, select this whole section here, and convert pattern, right? So now we have this all as MIDI, and we can go and further edit this. And we have the drum mode here, so you know, now we have all of our patterns in MIDI. We can do further editing, and we won't deal with things slowing down because we're using the pattern mode. So that's an easy solution to get around things lagging when your session becomes a little too big and you're using patterns. But other than that, there's no real issue using the patterns. It's a great way to really get a good basic foundation going for your song. I really like how quick and easy it is to edit MIDI with it, because in version 3, you know, it was kind of for me at least, a daunting task to lay out interesting fills and variations with drums and your base. And now I really enjoy it. It's so much easier. So that's the pattern mode. And I hope you found this video insightful. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you soon on another video.